Good afternoon, everyone. This is Maliji again. While recently everyone's are talking about the same topic, the removal of this 15 months wait out period. So whenever the government announces a new property policy, the first question most people ask is, will property price go up or down? To me, a better question is who is affected and how might this policy influence their decisions. Singapore properties market is not driven by a single policy. It is shaped by a combination of government measures, market supply and demand, financing conditions, and consumer behavior. So today, I would like to help you understand not only what has changed, but most importantly, why these changes matters and what opportunities or challenges they may create for different groups of homeowners. So what was this 15 months wait out rules? Let's first look at some background. On 30th September 2022, the government introduced the 15 months wait out period. Under these rules, eligible private property owners who sold their private homes generally had to wait 15 months before purchasing a non-subsidized HDB resales. So why was this introduced at that time? Many cash-rich private property owners were entering the HDB resale market, particularly targeting large flats such as 5-room flats, the executive apartments, executive mansionettes. So this significantly increased competitions and placed upward pressure on the prices. So the objective of the policy was to moderate demands in the HDB resale market, protect the first-time home buyers, and maintain a more balanced and sustainable housing market. And what has changed now? On 28 July 2026, the government announced the removal of the 15 months wait out period with immediate effect. This means eligible private property owner can now purchase an eligible HDB resale flat immediately after selling their private property, subject to HDB eligible requirements including obtaining a valid HFF letter and complying with any applicable disposal conditions. And for homeowner planning to right-size, retire or unlock equity from this private property, this provides greater flexibility and a smoother transition for them. So does this mean prices will definitely rise? The answer is not necessarily. History provides a useful lesson. When the 15 months wait out rule was introduced in 2022, it did not cause the entire HDB market to decline. So instead, it mainly affected specific buyer groups and a larger flat types. Likewise, removing these rules today does not mean every HDB flat will become more expensive overnight. The impact is likely to be concentrated in certain segments, particularly like 5-room flats and the executive apartments or executive mansionettes, especially those located in the matured estates where many right-sizers prefer to live. So in other words, the policy is more likely to influence specific buyer behavior rather than the entire market. So who could be affected? First, the HDB sellers. If you own a 5-room flat, executive apartment EA, executive mansionettes AM, particularly in a matured estate, you may see stronger buyer interest as more private homeowners re-enter the HDB resale market. Number 2, HDB buyers. If you were planning to buy a larger HDB flat, competition may increase, especially from buyers with stronger cash positions. However, demand will still vary depending on locations, the remaining lease, supply, pricing. Not every area will affect it equally. And number 3, those private property seller. With the awaiting period removed, some homeowners may decide to sell their private property sooner because transitioning into HDB has become more straightforward now. So this could gradually increase resale supply in the private property markets. And number 4, private property buyers. If more resale homes become available, buyers may enjoy more choices, greater negotiating opportunities, better chances of finding suitable properties, and this could create attractive opportunity for buyer entering the private residential markets. And 5, rental market. One area often overlooked is this rental market. Previously, some private owners sold their homes but had to rent temporary accommodation while serving the 15 months waiting periods. So this contributes to the rental demand during the 2023. Now that the waiting period has been removed, some temporary rental demand may reduce. So that say, rental performance will still depend largely on broader economic fundamentals such as employment, population growth, household formations, immigrations, new housing supply. As such, any impact on rents is expected to be selective rather than market-wide. So number 6, developers. If buyers have more resale options, developers may continue competing through more attractive pricing, better products offerings, improved incentives. So greater competition generally benefits consumer. So understanding the bigger picture, the 15-month wait-out rule is only one part of Singapore housing framework. The government managed the property market through a combination of demand management measures, including like ABSD, the additional buyer's stamp duty, influence demand for second and subsequent property purchaser, SSD, the seller's stamp duty, discourage short-term speculations, and LTV, loans to value limit, regulates borrower levels, and TDSR, total debt servicing ratio, promotes responsible borrowers, and CPF housing policy, influence affordability and financing. HFE, assessment, ensure buyer understand their eligibility and financing before purchasing. So eligibility rules, waiting periods help balance demand across different housing segments. Each policy serves a different purpose. So together they help maintain a stable, sustainable and affordable property market. What should homeowners be thinking about? Instead of asking, will price definitely go up? Considering asking yourself, am I one of the groups affected by this policy? Does this change my upgrading or the right size plan? Should I act sooner, or is waiting still the better options? Is now the right time based on my family's financial positions and long-term goals? Best opportunity often comes to those who are well prepared rather than those who simply react to headlines. So now the key takeaway again. Number 1, the 15 months wait-out period has been removed with immediate effect. Number 2, the policy mainly affects selected buyer groups rather than the entire market. Number 3, larger HDB flat may attract increased demand from private homeowners looking to right size. Number 4, the private resale market may gradually see more housing supply. Number 5, the rental market may experience some adjustment, although broader economic conditions remain the key drivers. Number 6, most importantly, avoid making property decisions based solely on news headline. Every policy change creates both opportunity and trade-off. Some homeowners may benefit immediately while others may need to adjust their plans. The property market does not reward those who react the fastest. If It's reward those who are well informed, financially prepared, and guided by a clear long-term strategy. If you are wondering how this latest policy changes may affect your situations, feel free to send a message to me. I'll be happy to provide a complimentary personalized property consultation based on your current property portfolio, your financing positions, your budget, your preferred locations and property type, your goals, whether for own stay, investment or retirement. Because every homeowner's situation is different. Understanding the policy is only the first step. Having the right strategy for your unique circumstances is what truly matters. Or you may want to hear from our Key Executive Officer, KEO, and Chief Agency Officer. They will be sharing their insight on this market developments, explaining what the latest signal may mean what homeowners should consider next. The seminar is open to the public and completely free. If you are interested, just PM me and I'll be happy to register a seat for you. For now, bye. Have a nice day.